I'm really jealous of Frank. You know,
I'm good looking and handsome.
He gets out there all the time with Wayne. I mean, I'm in the mountains, you know,
Yeah.
but they're out here having a lot of fun.
Well, maybe if you clean yourself up a little bit.
And looking for a lot of things. You know, I think Wayne's going to show up today sometime, and Frank, maybe. But I'll be watching for him. You think maybe he'll show up? I'll know when he does because I'll smell that stinking old cigar he has in his mouth all the time. When he does show up, you know, it'll be there. But yeah, I am jealous a little bit of them going out all the time. But like I said, I still have faith in them, and they're doing it for the good for all of us together as a team. I just wished I could be there with them.
What are you talking about?
Trevor's turn to do.
I'm filming.
He's filming.
I bought them on the camera. I paid for him to go to Washington, D.C. You just want me to dig because I keep finding shit.
Yeah, you found a nickel, you found a lighter. The problem is the boot's over fucking there.
Yeah.
And it shows the hole is on that side of the boot.
I'll go down that way for a bit.
So we gotta look for a spot, just for hell of it, just a little further down from the boot.
What's that?
No. It's another can.
It's a newer one. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's newer.
It is up in a weird spot though.
Yeah.
Here. Somebody stepped
Are
on
you
it.
filming?
Yeah.
You should be filming
I
because
am.
that is a weird spot for something to
And
be
there was
in.
another one like that.
This
Unless
wasn't-
somebody threw it up here on a hill.
This wasn't a place you just wander up to and drink a beer.
No.
Yeah, and somebody, we had several of those cans around this area that somebody took and stepped on.
One of the things you're always looking for is people always dump trash. They lose things. They'll lose their hat. They'll lose their pen. And when you see beer cans, especially when you're following up on things of people who like to drink, that's something to look for. These guys, and I'm not even talking about DeGrazia Award specific. I know a lot of guys that will go out in the mountains and will take a 6-pack of beer. And where they go, you can find where they've been by pull tabs from old beer cans and bottles. So it's almost literally a calling card of various people. When you get in an area like that and you find a beer can, it wasn't just some guy just randomly crawling up in there and that beer can stuck there. It was someone there spending probably specific time looking or digging for something in the area. If it was 20, 30 years ago, it's going to be impossible to find the sign of anything else, but you found the beer can. And that kind of stuff can, you know, really set up detail because fortunately, beer companies change their brands and their models and their copyrights and different odd little things about their beer cans and so forth and bottles every so many years that you can generally look at something and start dating it.
I don't know. Most of them seem to be Coors Light around here, I've noticed.
When Coors come out?
Oh, Coors has been around forever.
When did Coors Light come out?
Oh, I don't know.
When did
Coors Light
beer-
had to be in the late 70s, early 80s.
The first light beer was Iron City. Iron City Light.
Tastes like you drank out of a toilet. Sorry to all the people in Pennsylvania, but
Let's drive down just
Yeah, I
for
want to
hell
go
of
back
it.
down that way, and I want to check the keyhole and stuff out.
Yeah.
We got coordinates. We got some places we did tests at. We got to come up with a way, whether it's dowsing rods or something, to kind of pick and hit spots. I know this loose fill stuff.
Hey,
What?
where's your dowsing rods? I'm good at that.
I didn't bring them because where's yours? How come you don't have a set with you?
Because you had a pair.
I have like 8
You had
pairs.
your pack. You were bringing a pair.
Well, no, I didn't bring both boys. He only brought the camera pack today.
All right. Where's your other boy?
He's in bed sleeping. What is that? I mean,
All right. For our viewers at home, you remember when we were at the Iron Door Mine, and we crawled back in the tunnel, and I pulled a piece of the ore out of the wall. That's what it looked like. Silver ore. Eh? Maybe we find another silver mine.
what's this, Frank? You got your loop? What's this here on the end? This kind of reminds me of that shelf we were at before.
That's quartz. The quartz crystals in there.
Come here, look. Can you see from down there? See that? That reminds me of that black. Remember the white with the black? You know, running down through up there on that other ledge. And this stuff's just coming apart.
Yeah, this is a shit here. This is a nice piece though.
So then we got to wonder if whoever was right here necessarily wasn't looking for DeGrazia's paintings, but was messing with this stuff here.
This is all.
Because that was iron. That was a lot.
This is all volcanic from the volcano. And when you have these crystals like this, it's in that one rock. Since this is further away from the volcano, the stuff has a little bit longer time to crystallize. It's just like that stuff we found down in Fish Creek. It was the same deal.
Crazy how loose this stuff is, isn't it? See that, Frank? You can literally dig through the rock with a shovel. That's crazy. I'm going to quit digging on it because I'm going to bring the whole freaking shovel.
Yeah, and then you're gonna take us all down.
Here, Frank.
The ledge we're on seems very similar to the one we were working at and looking at last time. I don't know if the mineralization's the same, but it is kind of odd. And we're running into this where everything on the north side seems to be kind of very similar in the mineralogy and what we're finding, and then we're getting on the south side and finding zero, zilch, nothing. It's like two different worlds separated by a creek at times. And yeah, that was intriguing too, because you want to find areas that kind of, again, resemble the same areas. It also reminds you, when you think you're in the right area, there's probably another area a quarter mile away that looks exactly like it.
And hey, Wayne, it's pointing up there. I think we got to look up there before we leave. I mean, it's pointing up there.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go check the keyhole. Let's go check the keyhole. This isn't natural. Someone's been doing some major digging. They've been digging in the embankment spot. Now the erosion's wearing everything out and just running everything out. Don't know if this particularly feels like the spot though. And if they would have went this high up on an embankment, everything I've heard, they would have been staying down lower, dug in here. And it doesn't reconcile with the maps doing that either.
Plus, this is pretty rocky over here.
Just doesn't feel right. I can tell someone dug in here, but just everything I've been told, it would have been good dirt to dig in. You'd have to literally dig this whole side of this out to figure it out, and I would be digging lower, because I think they would have been down in here digging. And that would have worked against them, because they would have had been bringing it and shoveling it back uphill into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
course, we're not finding trash again.
Yeah.
We're not finding, you know, before we're finding some trash and some things that pointed that someone had been digging in the area. They'd been there. I don't know. I just don't feel it. I don't know how you feel. I just don't feel it.
We've been here before and we haven't seen any. Like the back over there, we saw like the nickel. Or was it a nickel or was it a quarter? It was a nickel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a whole
Yeah, we found the nickel. We found
nickel.
the Zippo. We found a knife. We found all the trash.
And that just means people were there.
Yeah.
It can mean nothing else. It's looking at the maps, knowing the story, and seeing if it feels the story. Now, yes, it's soft. It's just I don't know. You'd want to almost bring a backhoe and just dig it all out because it's so much loose stuff. It would be a needle in a haystack here.
Yeah. Hey. Huh?
That's where they were digging?
Where at?
Right here. Well, look at this.
Yeah, we were walking around over there.
No, I'm just saying it's activity up here. I think we need to dig here. Do you? I mean, look at it.
He wants to dig here.
Somebody destroyed that keyhole.
Someone destroyed the keyhole. You can see where they came up through here, too. You can see where they knocked everything loose.
Oh,
And this was dug here.
Yeah, it's filled back in.
We got to dig here. I'm gonna walk up here just a bit for another marker.
So we were down low, we were looking for where Frank had found the keyhole, and it was, you know, it was very puzzling because we're standing down there and we can't see it. And I have a picture on my phone, and I'm looking at the picture on my phone, and then I'm looking back up, and I'm realizing I can kind of see the general ledge and area, but I'm not seeing the keyhole anymore. So I wanted to climb up, so I kind of worked my way around and started climbing up. And as I get up higher, I can see where there have been boots and footprints, and where rocks have been dislodged. And I'm seeing a little bit of trash and a little bit of this and that. And I found a couple cigarette butts, I believe. And you could tell there had been human activity up in there working its area. You could also tell where people had knocked things down and stuff to kind of get over there. It looked like someone intentionally went up there and maybe kind of saw the same thing. And the shame is that they were trying to manipulate or destroy or change the look of things and so forth. It sucks for other people, perhaps, because you're taking away a landmark, in my opinion. For us, I would never destroy a landmark like that, but for me, it didn't really matter. We knew where we were, and we knew specifically enough of where it was and how it was facing, so we had pictures of the area. We took GPS coordinates, so by doing that, you might take someone else off the trail, but you weren't changing anything for us. We knew specifically where it was.
What was it?
I think it's just a
He doesn't know.
shame
He was
someone
asking
else's
if you
place
knew.
if they
He says there's
decide to
shards
do
of it up
something
there
like
all
that.
over the place.
There was other shards like this?
Yeah.
Maybe part of a pot.
A pot?
Like an Indian pot. There's other pieces there. We'll walk up there just a little ways and we'll dig that hole up.
My Sharpie. I would have left a rock there with a message on it for him. There we go.
What would you say?
Yeah, this is too obvious. He would have. That's all rock.
I think this just washes up when this runs heavy, and this stuff washes up to the side when we have our.
I don't know. It leans down that way. The water would. It would have to be a hell of a flow.
This thing gets 2, 3, 4 feet high. Well, I'm pretty much done with this digging. It is. Good throw. Trevor.
Huh.
Fetch the beer can.
Almost done this before. I think it's a certain line you have to say. You know what I'm talking about?
Dasani. The water treasure hunters.
No, I think you're missing something. You're supposed to say something, then I throw it to you. Do you not remember?
Beer assistant.
There you go.
Fired. This one's not been out here very long. In the last month or so.
Do you think it was this guy?
I'm sure it was. I'm sure he's gonna watch this video and be all ticked off, but I don't care because you're in the wrong spot. You know, this is one of the areas on the map. This is not where the paintings are buried. So, regardless if Frank's gonna dig a hole here, which that'll probably get you excited, but you're not even close right now. And taking out the keyhole. And
But he left the
filling in
shrine
the
behind.
holes. Yeah, but he kind of spread the rocks out. I mean, doing all that, whatever. We know better.
I did that.
Oh, you did
Last time we were here,
You didn't find a heartstone. But no matter what they do, we're ahead of them. So you've been doing it for 20, 30 years, and this is where you got to. We'll hell, it might be 40 years from now. I'm looking at one of those paintings on my wall. Still waiting for them. They're rocks. What's that thing in the back for? Where all those clip your belt to your belt?
it's called stays. See, policemen wear these so nobody could rip your belt off and take your gun. Plus, it keeps your holster from sliding. Otherwise, like my holster would be up here and my pants would be down here. Keeps everything together.
Does that clip your belt to your belt?
Yeah, see,
That's all you had to say.
they're called stays.
You can see where the oil of your holster's worn on your pants.
Yeah, that's okay.
Looks like you peed yourself.
Yes. 45 Colt. That's how Wayne does it. He keeps going, like, Wayne, point that way. Wayne, point that way.
Here, let me see it. Thank you. It's all over the end here. It's not
It's an
rust.
holster.
What?
It's an holster.
Oh, okay. It's pieces of holster.
Yeah.
It looks like rust right there.
This is a Wild Bunch holster. I made this.
Cocked, locked, and ready to rock, huh?
That's right. Why are you aiming the camera at him, you dumb fuck?
Did you call my son a dumb fuck?
He's aiming the camera at you! This is why the rest of you folks at home that might say, you know what? I'm going to go out to that keyhole. Maybe I could find the paintings. Well, guess what? We aired the video. Somebody knew where that keyhole was. They come back and destroyed it. But we still know where it is. So guess what, buddy? We know the area where the paintings were buried, and you don't. So let's see how that works out. The keyhole.
Yeah.
It's on Bob Ward's map. And one day you're there, clear as day. Stands right out. You filmed it. Next day you go there at a different time, you can't see it. So you start thinking, did someone destroy it? Because there was some digging around there. Here, I believe it was you, Trevor, that figured out that you have to look at it at a certain time of day, otherwise it's a shadow sign. When the sun is in a particular spot, you see the keyhole. When the sun's not there, you don't see it.
All right. That's what I think of your treasure site.
All you gals at home, they're in love with Wayne. If you come up here by the keyhole, you can have some of the sand that he peed in. Huh? Talk about a collector's item. There it is right there. You can see the keyhole. The little hole here in the sand, right in the middle.
Keyhole and pee hole.
Matter of fact, we may gather some up and give it away as a prize on the next home video that Wayne does. And while you're here, you can take these fucking flies with you. Bitch.
I'm going to remove this beer can out of here. The least we can do. We got some
That's pointing in the same direction. I wonder how you rock.
What rock? That beer can wasn't there before, was it?